Yes guys, we are back with another video. This time I'm talking about flexible dieting and how it might just be your ticket to help you stay on track with your weight loss. Let's get into it. Okay, so flexible dieting typically refers to a calorie controlled diet, so like a weight loss diet, that allows for greater flexibility in the foods that you eat. So the premise of a flexible diet means you can eat whatever you like as long as you stay within a calorie controlled diet. For my clients, I would typically use a flexible diet that controls 1, the calories, and 2, the protein content. Some people will also control the macros, and what I mean by macros is protein, carbs and fat to certain percentages. Now I typically don't care about whatever happens with your fat and your carbohydrate intake. It's all dependent on everyone else, but if you can control the protein and the calories, you are good to go. And yes, that means eating whatever you like if it can fit in your calories. Pizza. What about ice cream? Ice cream. Sugar is bad for you. You're not supposed to eat sugar. You can have sugar. Sugar is fine. Why is it bad for you? But you can't drink alcohol, can you? So shut your hole. Yeah, you can have alcohol if it fits within your calories. I don't see why not. What's the big deal? It's not going to kill you. Yeah, but you can't have Mickey D's though. You can't, because it's Mickey D's, isn't it? You can have Mickey D's. If it fits within your calories, if it fits within your protein target, you can have McDonald's. There really isn't no bad food. Sugar is fine. Sugar is fine in moderation. Okay, fat is fine in moderation, depending on the type of fat. High protein is good. Excessively high protein is not so good. So everything is pretty much in moderation. So yes, you're probably saying to yourself right now, oh my God, that is heaven. However, there are some rules to follow that I've already mentioned. 1, you must eat calories to your allowance. So basically what that means is, if you have 1800 calories to eat that will help you to lose weight, your calories and the foods you eat within that have to stick within those 1800 calories. So that may mean that a large Domino's pizza, which could rack up to say 2000 calories, is not going to fit into those 1800 calories. But it may mean that you get to have 3 slices of that and the rest of the meals are somewhat controlled to fit within those calories. 2, you have to eat to a certain protein target in my belief. So what this means is that I would usually set for my clients a goal of say 1 gram of protein per pound of their current body weight. Or if they're a little bit overweight or reasonably overweight, what I would then tend to do is set 1 gram per pound of their desired target weight. So if someone is 200 pounds and they're 5'3", I'm not going to make them eat 200 grams of protein. They'll be like, ah. Let me give you an example of flexible dieting. Okay, so Mike. I have looked at Mike and I've assessed that to lose a pound of body weight every week, Mike has to eat 2,500 calories. Okay? I've set Mike's target at 180 grams of protein per week. So what Mike has to do now, he has to eat 2,500 calories and he has to eat 280 grams of protein. I don't want to go into about his exercise and his steps at the moment. That's also an important factor, but it's not what I want to talk about in this video. So Mike has 2,500 calories and I've said just go eat whatever you want as long as you can fit that in. So maybe for the first 3 meals of the day, Mike eats what people would call clean eating. Mike eats your typical Greek yogurt, berries, lean protein in the morning, maybe oats and a protein shake. Lunchtime, he tends to have maybe some chicken, rice, vegetables. Maybe he has like a little snack bar, these sort of things. So maybe by the end of the night that Mike has, say, he's consumed 1800 calories. That's 700 calories he's got left. Now this is where flexible dieting can come in and be very crucial, important for yourself. So now Mike can eat whatever he wants. If he's now going, okay, I've pretty much hit my protein target for the day, now I can eat whatever I want. So you may have, who knows, 3 slices of pizza. You may have a few cakes. 700 calories, you could eat 40 squares of Cadbury dark milk. You could eat 10 boiled eggs for 700 calories. You can have a packet of crisps. You can have McDonald's and probably a medium fries meal. You can also be smart about it. You can have then 0 Coke or whatever that is. So you're not totally restricting yourself. That's just one example of basically maybe saving yourself for the end of the day to use your flexible diet. Another example could be that throughout the day you want to have chocolate. If you crave chocolate in the morning, have a little bit here and there. One of the main benefits of flexible dieting is that by consuming a little and giving yourself that restraint, you don't need to binge. You will not find yourself absolutely craving and going mad after a week and say, you know what, I just need to bathe in some chocolate, okay? That doesn't usually happen, okay? Because you're allowed to have it. It's not about food shaming. It's not about worrying what you're going to eat when you go out to dinner with friends. It's not about restricting yourself mentally to the foods in your cupboard. It's about giving yourself that little bit of peace of mind, and maybe it involves planning around these certain types of meals, these certain types of activities, to say, you know what, I'm in control of the food. I'm not going to let chicken, rice and broccoli control me every single day. And maybe it creates a little bit of a happier and healthier mentality that you associate with food. Kushti. Okay, so hopefully I've still got your attention. Now I want to share with you the benefits of flexible dieting. You can eat all types of foods that you like within moderation, quote unquote. You are not restricting your diet. You are not food shaming yourself or the people around you. You may adhere to your diet better due to less cravings of the higher calorie foods because they're constantly in your diet. You may improve your mental health and your happiness around food due to the fact that you are not completely restricting or focusing on the quote unquote perfect diet. Some people tend to overshame themselves, give themselves 40 lashings when they do wrong. No, so this may give some people who need that little bit of flexibility an easier mindset. Social gatherings are no longer a worry to yourself because you plan for them in advance and you allow yourself a flexible diet. Now let's go into the negatives. Eating all the types of foods and generally the high calorie dense type of foods that you enjoy, pizza, pasta, takeaways, ice cream, you name it, fast food, they tend to be higher in calories due to fat and carb content. So what this means is that you may have to restrict yourself without consuming the whole pie. If you use the Domino's, for example, a whole large Domino's pizza, you're probably looking at around 2,000 plus calories. Now that's just not efficient for everyone. So it may be that you just have to reduce your calories just a little bit by going for the smaller option or just having 4 slices instead. You will have to moderate your food a little bit closer. And this is really good for the people who tend to be a bit more on top of things and tend to like to control and maybe a bit more analytical about certain things. You have to plan ahead for the larger meals or the meals that you do eat out. And what I mean by plan ahead, that may also mean that perhaps during the day you eat a little bit less to account for that large blowout meal that you're going to have maybe at the end of the day. You may be restricting a lot of the micronutrients such as vitamins and minerals in your diet. If you are only eating, for example, say fast food and Cadbury's chocolate, there's like a super high chance that you are getting like a 0 nutrients in there. Now what this means is that you will probably have to sort of plan around these so that you do get your daily nutrients in, and that would mean getting in your 5 fruit and veg a day, 5 fruit and 5 veg, getting in 2 oily fish a week, getting in whole grains, getting in dark leafy greens, nuts, legumes, you name it. All these things that we know are good for us, you still have to eat to them because after all, we're looking to improve our health, not just lose our weight. And finally, flexible dieting does mean that you have to count calories to stay on top. If you don't count the calories, it's going to be extremely hard to know how much your body is taking in energy-wise with food and how much you're expending out. Good for some people, terrible for others. I will say this though, it gets easier. It gets so much easier once you get used to it. So yeah, guys, those are the pros and cons. Now I just want to kind of go over again the kind of main points of flexible dieting. 1, you need to eat to a calorie controlled number, and 2, you have to eat to a protein target. Your carbs and your fats, which I've already mentioned, I don't really care too much about where you are with them. They can fluctuate from day to day. Personally, I used this approach and it worked extremely fine for myself. So guys, I hope you learned something about flexible dieting. As I said, I use flexible dieting to get to this shape right here. Okay, not so bad, right? That took me roughly 23 weeks and I lost 2 stone. So guys, it's totally, completely possible for yourself to lose weight on flexible dieting. Give yourself that mental, relax, breathe, okay? And sometimes this is just what people need to kind of get their head out of the negative associations with food and into a happier place. Good. I'll see you on the next video. Put something in the comments, like and subscribe. Tell me what you want to hear about and I'll try and explain it if I know about it. Okay? See you later. Ciao, ciao, ciao.